Okay, so reason number three, we own children, but let me start off by saying this right here. There is a verse in the Quran, and when I say Quran, I mean Koran, Quran, that says that the child is only as good as his mother is. Okay, so when you are choosing a mate, you're supposed to choose a good mate because the children will only be as good as she is, right? And if she's bad, then that means that there was something in you that chose the wrong mate. Not that that's the wrong mate, it's the right mate for you because you was bad. Okay?
Now,
And this, and so the children, and so it's the mother, so shall the children be.
y'all
That's
bad too.
that's a law.
You didn't choose me. I chose you while you up here
Now
talking.
you
I
cannot
chose
choose
you.
me.
I chose him.
You cannot choose me. You know what I'm saying? You only throw out the
Two,
web is the only thing that you do.
three, two.
Yeah, you just threw out the web, and I just happened to get caught in the
And
web.
snagged
See,
you. This chair
your
is
mate
uncomfortable.
is very important to your children. You see what I'm saying? Because the hand that rocks the cradle, right? And if you see the children and the things that they do, you don't have to look too far from the cradle to figure out what's been going on. Now, um, do you stay together for the children? Um, I say in certain cases, absolutely.
Hmm?
But there are some cases that absolutely you should not. But here's a problem.
No abuse
Here's a
on
problem.
either part. No
No
verbal,
abuse, yes.
no physical, no
Well,
abusing my kids, no touching on my kids inappropriately. None of that. None of that. That's a
eventually,
big zero.
eventually there's going to be
Get
some
out,
some.
okay?
Eventually there's going to be some verbal abuse somewhere in the relationship. You can almost bet on it. Now, but
Oh, you talking about fighting and arguing? That's not
yeah, I'm
abuse.
talking. Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the destructive abuse, stuff like that, the destructive verbal abuse. All right. Um, or the physical abuse and stuff like that. However, you could just have a partner that has a rough mouth, and you may consider that to be verbally abusive. And so, what you gonna do? Run every time somebody say something that you don't like? You wearing your emotions on your sleeve?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you cannot do that because some, unfortunately, men and women, some of them got brash mouths. They don't know how to bridle their tongue. You know what I'm saying when it comes to things like
And a
that.
man that bridled not his tongue, that man's religion is in vain.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
but
got off
what
that real quick.
man means woman, woman
Yeah.
means
I mean,
man.
when the Bible references man, they're not talking about just the male part
Yeah.
of it.
Well, so what I'm really saying in that right there is this that if there's a good balance between the mother and the father, right? The mother is really the one who is the first teacher, if you will, right? She teaches the etiquette, those type of things like that for the children, right? Preparing them for life and stuff, But if you got somebody that um, does not have uh, a good moral character, if you will, because their feet don't abide in their father's house, you're going to have problems with that woman and the children. But I was going to say this right here: if you do split for some type of abuse or something like that, what's interesting is that in the old school, the children didn't leave with the mother. She stayed with the children stayed with the father because the children are the property of the father. Go figure. But in our messed up westernized culture, that's not our culture. That somebody else brought here. The children are leaving with the women, and you see that's what's being raised mostly today in all cultures here in the United States, I'm not saying America, but here in the United States, you see that culture going on among all the nationalities.
I think that's when, like, from watching old movies and thinking about my mother, like that's when the bad stepmother thing came in, because if your woman died and you got a baby by her, you end up taking her and then you need another woman to help raise her. So therein you have the wicked stepmothers,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
and sometimes the wicked mother,
Oh yeah. Oh
sometimes the
yeah.
wicked mother,
Oh yeah. We can't
you
try to act
know.
like these women are the best mothers. We women are the best mothers. I ain't trying to talk about nobody else because I
Yeah,
sure ain't perfect, okay?
yeah,
You see these grown women nowadays on here in their 20s talking about how their mom hated them, how their moms mistreated them, how their mom was just jealous of them. Y'all stop it. Stop that. You're tormenting those women. When they grow up, they're going to be a mess, as they are.
yeah, and
Cut it out.
that's because this modern age has destroyed the femininity of the women. You're way too um,
You hate to say
shall I say,
masculine.
well, that's true though. But what I'm saying is that you're way too goal oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Too,
Mm-hmm.
you got success on your mind too much, and that is what destroyed the femininity of the women because they're competing. Wait a minute, I think you're competing against the man trying to be better than he is. You got
Better?
women. You got women playing basketball, football, wrestling. You know, they trying to do everything that a man can do, and that
I
is
don't think
destroying.
I don't think they're trying to be better. I don't think women are trying to be better than their men. They're trying to
Excuse my
be
language, y'all. Sorry.
they're trying to be better on his side, walk side by side.
Really?
If you're making 50,000, I want to at least make 40,000. Now
Why?
if I'm so good I make 60,000, we still can be together. And
Why?
we still can be even.
Why? Because you think you're equal?
You want me to pour this water
See,
down
that's
for
what
you,
I'm
son?
saying. No matter what you, I just said it, that a beautiful woman and her money becomes a menace to society because she feels that she's on equal footing with a man or higher than he is. If she's on equal footing with the man, guess what that man does? He still keeps her around. But when she's not on equal footing with the man, guess what happens?
Okay, part 4.